Hey everyone, welcome to Cooking with Colby. Today we're going to be making no-cook energy bars. The main ingredients here are oats and peanut butter, both of which I got from Food for People. We also got the dried fruit from Food for People as well, and the almonds come from the Department of Health and Human Services food bags, who we often do tabling next to. The chocolate chips and vanilla are both optional, as are the nuts and the dried fruit, and so is the honey. If you do choose not to use the honey though, make sure to add a little bit of extra peanut butter into your recipe so that the balls hold together nicely. What I love about this recipe is that once you have the basic ingredients here, you can mix and match with different nuts, fruits, and add-ins, or whatever you have in your cupboard to really spice things up. This is a great recipe that can be made ahead of time and stored in the fridge for 2 weeks. If you have kids who are heading back to school, this is a great snack to throw into their lunches that will keep them energized throughout the day. It's full of great protein and complex carbs. Let's get to it. All right, let's start by adding 1 1/4 cup of oats to a medium-sized mixing bowl. Next, we'll add in 1/2 cup of peanut butter. If you are allergic to or don't like peanuts, feel free to substitute for your favorite nut butter. It's helpful to have a rubber spatula in the kitchen to get sticky items like this out of bowls. All right. Next, we're gonna add in 1/3 cup of honey. Again, if you don't wanna use honey, that's no problem. You can add a little bit of sugar in, and if you do that, make sure just to add in a little extra peanut butter so the balls stick together. All right, now we're gonna use just a regular old spoon. There we go. And we're gonna mix this up all real well. Here we go. Now we're gonna mix in 1/4 teaspoon of salt and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Again, give this a good mix. When everything's all mixed, it should look a little something like this. You'll start to notice that as you stir it, the peanut butter and oats want to naturally form balls, and that's a good sign because that means that they're going to make nice little balls that will stick together well. So for this next part, I'm going to grab a second bowl. I'm going to make 2 different types of these energy balls. I'm going to make an almond and chocolate, and I'm also going to make an almond cranberry with a little bit of cinnamon in it. So to do that, I'm going to put half of this batter into this second bowl right here. First, I'm going to make the almond chocolate recipe. I'm going to add about 1/4 cup of almonds, which is half of this bowl, so I'm going to be using them in both recipes. So 1/4 cup of chopped almonds. You can also use walnuts or pecans or whatever you have on hand. And 1/4 cup of chocolate chips. Add those in, and we're just gonna give that a really good stir. So this is what the chocolate almond recipe looks like. And now we're gonna add the almonds and the cranberries to the other half. Add 1/4 cup of chopped almonds, or nut of choice, and 1/4 cup of dried cranberries, or dried fruit of choice. Then we're gonna add a dash or 2 of cinnamon, just for fun. There we go. A little sprinkle there. Delicious. All right, now mix it up real good again. And this is what the almond cranberry recipe looks like. To make these easier to roll, we're gonna pop them in the fridge for about 30 minutes. If you don't wanna do that, that's okay. You can totally skip this step, but having these chilled a little bit will make them much easier to roll. Another alternative is to put these into a 9x9 baking dish or whatever baking dish you have, and then you can just cut them into little squares, but I do recommend chilling those before you cut them. Either way, however you do it, they're gonna be delicious. Now that both of these have been sufficiently chilled, it's time to roll them into little balls. I have about a tablespoon measurement right here. If you have a melon baller, this is a great time to use it, as you can just scoop it in, put it on a plate, scoop it in, put it on a plate. Makes it really easy. But if you don't, not to worry. We're gonna take about a scoop of this, about that much, put it into your hands, and just give it a nice roll so it rolls into a nice ball. You might need to squish it down a little bit. You know, something that looks kind of like this, and then continue on for the rest of them. So that completes today's video. I hope you enjoy these energy bites. They're a great snack and super tasty. Thanks for joining me on Cooking with Colby, a Food for People production.